he the one that wrote the book Pickle Juice?
Yeah,
Freckle Juice. Freckle Juice. That was it. Freckle Juice.
It comes from like the tales of my 5th grade something. My 4th grade something.
Yeah.
You're on the wrong page.
All right. So we discussed yesterday that the nearest neighbor algorithm is efficient, but it's not always accurate. Okay? Because it doesn't always give you that optimal route. It was longer than actual brute force was. So, is there a way we can improve it because we like its efficiency? Yes. Well, of course. Sure. Yes. Okay? Yes, there is.
See.
Okay? And that method is called the repetitive nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay? So, perform the nearest neighbor algorithm for every vertex. So instead of doing just nearest neighbor from A, we're going to do it from A, get one. And then we're going to move on and we're going to do it from B and get one, and C and get one. And we're going to keep going. Once you've done them all, vertex of the graph is the starting vertex. So again, you're going to start at A, going to start at B. Then your final answer. Once you have them all, you're going to pick the shortest one.
Oh man, I was gonna ask.
Change it. Okay. I'm not changing the slide. I got you.
She sound like that one lady in the back of the church. You better not change that thing. I got cussed out my first time going back to church.
This is the lowest one?
Okay. Yes, we're always going to pick the lowest one because we will always find the cheapest way to do it or the shortest way to do it. Okay. Are you good now, my love? All right. All right. So that's what we're going to do here. Perform the nearest neighbor algorithm starting at A. So if I start at A, who's my nearest neighbor? To B. I'm now at B. Who's my next nearest neighbor?
D.
We're going to go to D. We've got 13 or 17. So we're going up to 13. And then we're going to go, we've got to go to C. We've got to visit every neighbor. And we go back home. So we went A to B to D to C and back to A. So that was 9 plus 13 plus 11 plus 15. 20, 35, 48. Yes, no, maybe? Somebody with a calculator?
Okay.
All right. So, repetitive nearest neighbor says, not only do I have to do it starting at A, it's now I'm going to start. Was 48 wrong?
No. I don't know that. I was going to tell you what the next one was.
So, now we're going to start at B. So,
B to A, B to D, and B to C.
B to A to D, D to C, and of course back to B. So B, A, D, C, B. So we've got 9, 10, 11, 17. 20, 30, 47.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. 47.
Hold on, wait. You said 9 plus 10 plus 11 plus
17.
We got the dead skins, the cowgirls, the sea.
Okay, I did it wrong.
9 and 11 is 20, and 10 is 30. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start beef on your camera feed. I'm pretty sure, isn't it football season?
Yeah.
I don't even really care about football. I just don't like the dead skins and the cowgirls.
As long as you don't say you don't like the Steelers, we're not having a
I
problem.
don't know what their disrespectful nickname is. I don't like the little voices either.
Mr. Mumford is a big
Me too. Except for we cheaters. So
That's right. At least you know it. At least you can own it.
I mean,
all right.
We all cheat.
When we get to repetitive neighbors, starting at C.
Line ass. Sprint.
Okay.
Oh, I need to aspirin my head off.
Oh, I got one.
Okay. When we start at C, who's my nearest neighbor?
Go D.
We go D.
You go to A.
Then you say to A,
Then back.
B, and to C. So C to D, to A, to B, and back to C. So that gives me 11, 10, 9, and 17. Well, those numbers look awfully familiar.
It's like the first.
It's just like
I mean,
that one.
yeah, the first.
So 47. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't we do the same thing for
Okay, so D. Who's my nearest neighbor starting at D?
So
A,
the same?
B,
Damn, Devin Anthony Burns
C.
comes back to Devin Anthony
What you
Burns.
doing? What you doing?
You just messed up my whole name.
Right, never mind.
I'm sorry.
Because my name is
I
Devin
did get
Anthony
confused.
Burns.
What you
Yeah.
think this is? Why are you not going like the other way? I thought you.
Wouldn't that be the
I'm sorry.
Just your shortest.
It ain't look right because I was going D, A, B back to D because it was cheaper.
It's a lot.
Oh, yeah, don't forget, you've
Or I
got
was
to
going-
stop every
I was
place
going
first.
D,
They
C.
both, all three of them before
and I
seven.
thought 13 was on the first line. And I was
Okay.
going back to A.
So, Jonathan has just realized, oh wait, every last one of the three that we just did, starting at B, C, and D, all came out to be 47.
So it's BC.
So, it could be any one of these is your answer. Any one of these would work.
Except for A.
Okay? Now, be careful, because once you do nearest neighbor, they may throw this screwball in at you. Final answer needs to start at A. So, all you need to do at that point is pick which one of these do we want to do. Pick one. B, C, or D. B? All right. So, we're going to use B. You just need to shift this so it starts at A. So, your final answer then will be A, D,
C,
C, B, and back to A. And your length is 47.
Couldn't we still do that for the other two?
Yes, you could have done it for the other two. C would have went A, B, C, D, and back to A. D would have went A, B, C, D, and back to A. Notice they're mirror images of each other. This one goes A, D, C, B, A, and this one goes in backwards. A, B, C, D, A. So when you do repetitive nearest neighbor, you may end up with the same answers over and over again. But that's how you get the shortest path. Okay? We got two more of these. Okay? So label the graph and then perform nearest neighbor. So we need to take all these numbers from the chart and fill them in on the graph. How much money does it cost to go from A to B in this graph? 185. I need to go to A to C. So that's 119. A to D, 152. What, putting numbers on the graph?
Right.
How it looks.
It is very
With all the
confusing.
numbers. So I said, I prefer the chart,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
The chart looks so much easier.
Okay. So 133, B to C is 121, B to D is 150, and B to E is 200. Okay. C to D is going to be 174. C to E is 120. And D to E is 199. So do you want to try it from the chart then instead of from the graph?
Yeah.
Yes. Sure. Let's do this. All right. So we're going to start at A. Okay. I need to go to the cheapest place starting at A. So if you look at row or column A, it doesn't matter which way you look at it, column or the row, What's A to C is my first one. Okay, that was a value of 119. Okay, so from C, I have to go to either B, D, or E. B, D, or E.
E.
E is my next cheapest. So 120. So we've now gone to E. So now from E, my options are B
D.
and D.
D.
D is my next one. Okay. I have to touch every place. Well, the only place I haven't gone to is to B. So D to B is 150. And from B, I have to go back to A. So A to B is 185. Okay, so you'll circle them in the chart. Add up all the numbers we've circled now. And what does that give us for a total? So we have 185 plus 119 plus 120 plus 150 plus 199. $773.
That's how much money that is.
$773.
That's about the price of.
Okay,
About 2 kilos.
this is repetitive nearest neighbor, so we need to start at B. We need to start at B. Okay, so who is my nearest neighbor if I start at B?
C.
My nearest neighbor is C, right next door. Okay, I'm now at C. I can go anywhere but B. Who's my nearest neighbor?
A.
A. I'm now at A. I can go to everybody except for B
E.
and C.
E.
So D or E, Jonathan says we're going to E. So that's 133. From E, I have to go to D. So E to D is 199. And then, of course, I've got to go back to B. I've got to go home. So 150. So we're adding up all of these 5 numbers. 119, 150, 121, 133, and 199. 722.
I got 722.
You got 722? This time I'm starting at C. Who's my nearest neighbor from C? A.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot. I didn't see that. Okay, so we've gone to A. You said E is next. Okay, so E is next. We're now at E. We need to go to B or D. Devin said D. And then D has to go to B. And we must go back to C. B to C. So we've got 119, 121, 199, 150, and 133.
Wait.
So what?
Wouldn't that be the same?
722 again. 722 again.
Oh,
Two more. This time I got to start at D. So we're going D.
B.
B. Okay, so we go to B.
C.
B, we go to C, you said? C, we either need to go to A or E. A.
E last.
Then we've got to go to E. A to E is 133, and we've got to go back to D, and E to D is 199. So we got 119, 150, 121, 133, and 199.
So they're all gonna be that's gonna be the same.
It's going to be the same again. All of your numbers that you just wrote down were the same as these.
Why is the starting point always like one point? Why is it just one increment up? Like that's like those three are 722 and A is 7.
Wait, say that one more time.
No, never mind. My bad. That didn't come out.
You
That's
good?
773.
Yeah,
So
that's
always
773.
gonna be- Is it always gonna be anything?
So wait,
So is there a pattern that I'm seeing, or is that just me? Or is this with every one of them, or is it just
yeah,
just,
like
or is this just a coincidence?
So you are going to have ones that match. They're not necessarily always going to be straight in a row, but you will have ones that match with nearest neighbor.
There's three. Three of them.
Okay. All right, let's do our last one. E. E leads me to
C.
120, so that's C. C leads me to,
Either C leads you to A.
C leads me to A, so
A
that's
goes to
119.
E goes to D.
Hold on, we already went to E. We need to go to D or B. So
B.
A has to go to D or B. So we have to go to D.
D.
D has to go to B. B has to go to B. And B has to go back to E. So B to E. So we've got 119, 200, 120, 150, and 152. This one's going to
741.
741. So, which ones would we choose from here?
The C and D
Okay.
and B.
Okay, any of the ones that start with B, C, or D. Be careful. Your question says, for a start of C. We already got one. So guess what? Instead of reordering anything else, I would just choose the one that already begins with C. It's already the shortest.
What's this?
Holy cow.
Here Why do you have the second chart?
The next one. Okay, so this second chart, I'm going to do one of these with you. The rest of it will be homework so we can jump into the next section. Okay. So you don't actually have a worksheet to do tonight, but this chart is just another way to organize what you have to write out. So this top row says we're starting at A. If I start at A,
15. F.
15 is my next one. So F goes here. It's just a way to organize it. So we're at F. F is going to then lead to?
Hold on. How do you know this F? Because it's the
It's
lowest.
the smallest number that you've got in that row or in the column. So F goes to G. Okay, so now I'm at G.
I put 6. I'm done with life.
Go to C.
Okay. Why did you skip 13?
I did.
Because
We already went to F.
Oh, FGA.
Why did we skip 22?
Because it's already.
It's already up there. We already went to A. So Drew said my next one's 28. That's C.
Hold on, I'm lost.
Why are you lost? Talk to me.
So it's A to F. Then
Once
we
you've
go-
gone to a place, you can't go back to that place.
So then it'd be A to G.
Okay.
Right?
No, no, no.
F to G.
F to G. So once you do A and you get the number in A,
That's it.
we're now at F. So we've got all of these numbers for F.
Okay.
Well, my smallest one's 13. That leads me to G. So now I'm in G's row.
Okay.
Well, 13 would be my smallest number, but we've
it's
already
been
done
used.
F. 22 is my next smallest, but we've already used. So we jump to 28. Okay. So now I'm at C. I'm looking at C's. So my first one would be 28. Can I use it?
Oh, yeah. No.
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 G's already used.
So we go to B.
30 is my next one. Can I use B?
Yes.
Yes. So we go to B. So we use 30. Okay, so now I'm in B. The only two options I have left that I haven't crossed out are D and E. So from B, I can either do 60 or 80.
60.
We're going to choose 60, which is D. I have to go to E before I go back home. So D to E is 20. And from E, I have to go back to A. So that's 35.
Tess, are we gonna have this little chart?
I don't remember if I give you a chart and a graph, but you can always create one, like we did yesterday.
Okay.
So you have that option. You should have gotten a grand total for A. I got 201. Somebody double check me though and make sure my answer key is proper. It's 90, 125.
Did somebody check her?
145, 155, 158, 168, 172,
I didn't suck
192.
So it's 28.
I think it might be wrong. It might be 200. No.
It's 201. You're right.
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. So you would then go through this whole process starting at B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay. I'm going to stop here. The rest of that will be your homework. Okay. But we do need to go into this last one. Okay. So repetitive nearest neighbor. It will always give you the shortest algorithm. But as you saw in this last problem, you've got to do it way too many times. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but I'm lazy. I like easy and short.
Short, easy.
Okay. So they came up with, it's called the cheapest link algorithm. Okay. So you've got some roles. The goal of cheapest link is to piece together a Hamilton circuit by individual edges. So we're just going to select edges. Okay. We're going to select edges.
This example making me want to cry.
I got you. I got you. Okay. So step one.
Fudge.
Chill.
The fudge.
Breathe. Ready. In and out.
This is what I notice.
Okay. All right. I got you. Okay. So step one says pick the edge with the smallest weight first. So we're going to go to this graph. Holy bejesus. Y'all just looked at this and was like, what? Okay. Find me the smallest number on this graph.
13.
13.
Okay.
Not bad.
13 is the smallest number on this graph. Okay, so that's step one. Find me the smallest number possible. Okay? All right, I'm going to switch back. Okay, step number 2 says pick the next cheapest edge anywhere in the graph.
Oh.
Mark it or note it. Okay, so you said my next one is 15. So that's E to G. Okay, hold up. So we're going to continue to do this. Okay, we've got some things that cannot happen though. Okay.
Is 15 not F to A?
Hold your pants. I'm getting there too. Hold on. Okay, so we've got a couple rules. One, we cannot close a circuit. Okay, so you cannot close any shape. Edges cannot result in 3 selected edges at any vertex, which means when I get to a dot, I can't have more than 2 lines coming out of it. So if you're selecting edges and all of a sudden you would have 3 lines coming out of it, you can't use it. You're gonna have to skip it. Okay, ties can be broken at random and don't break the 2 rules. So what Zoe just said, you said it was A to what?
F to A.
F to A. Okay.
E
Oh,
to G
you're
is
right.
32.
I
was
marked
gonna
32.
say.
Never mind. You're right. Sorry.
That's fine. Where did you see that at?
Sorry.
How did you get that?
My bad. Okay.
So you want us to do this on our papers?
Okay. Yes, you're going to draw these in on your paper. Okay, so we've got to keep those rules in mind. We cannot close a circuit. So in other words, I can't use the line that goes from A to G because that would close me in a little triangle there. Can't be done.
Let's be done.
Okay, you can't. Not till every line has been touched or every dot has been touched. So we went 13, 15. What's my next smallest number?
20.
Are you saying like your next
Wait,
one
do we
number
have to
on the
keep it-
graph in
Yeah.
general?
In the graph in general,
Where is 20?
So
Okay.
yeah, it's 20.
it's 20. So we're gonna connect D to E.
I quit. This is already complicated. Now we split it once.
Smallest number.
But we can't go to 22, so then it would.
Hold on. Okay. So are we good with 13, 15, 20?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jonathan just said my next smallest number is 22. Do not mark this. Watch what happens. If I do 22, this has now become a circuit. So 22 is a no-no. We need to skip it. You cannot use it. So we skip 22. What's my next smallest number anywhere?
28.
Both
It's
28.
It's 220.
There's two of them. Okay.
Can we go either one?
So you said the first one is what?
One but
It's
see,
E to I.
one's
Yeah,
A to
it's
D
C to
and
G.
C to G.
Okay.
So can we
So
just pick one?
you can actually use
You can do
both of these.
Could.
Okay. So D to A.
Let's do that.
You didn't break any of your rules. We haven't closed the circuit, and we have not had more than 2 lines coming out of a dot. If I do C to G, that also does not break any rules.
So can we? You want us to go ahead and mark
So
that?
you can mark both of them in this circuit.
So if it breaks the rule, we can't.
If it breaks the rule, you can't. But if it doesn't, you can mark them both. If there was 3 of them, you could mark all 3 of them as long as they don't break the rule.
And we
Okay.
can't do 29.
So we did 28. My next one would be what?
29.
29. Okay. Do not draw this. If I draw a line,
That's 3 lines.
Here,
It's not gonna
that's
work.
3 lines coming out of D, which is a
There's
no-no.
3 lines coming out of G. What you talking about?
3 lines also coming out of G, which is a no-no. So I can't use this line.
So we can only have two
So-
lines at max.
Okay, you can only have 2 lines at max. 2 lines at max. Okay, so 29 doesn't work.
Go to
What's
30.
my next smallest?
30.
I was gonna say 35.
30. Where's
29. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind.
Wait,
We already
30.
established that.
You can't
We
use
already-
30 either.
Hey, I don't say we're gonna research.
Okay,
What?
you said my next one's what?
30.
30. What's that connect?
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
it's
that
a
can't
D.
happen either because that's going to F.
But it's
Yeah.
a C to B. It's a C to B.
But
No,
it would have
there's
2
one
lines going
30
to
though.
It's
Look
two
at it.
30.
It's C, where?
C to B and it's F to B.
Hold on.
What?
Okay,
Explain that again.
I need you to stop. Okay, so Devin's looking at this 30.
Yeah.
Devin's
Yeah.
looking at this 30 that connects D to F.
I was looking
That's
at
gonna be a no-no.
I was looking at 30 for C and B.
That's what I was looking at too. Okay, so Devin saw this one,
Well, this
which
teacher-
again is my next smallest, but I can't have 3 lines coming out of D or out of F. So I can't use that one. Well, guess what? There's another 30 up here.
Good for that.
I can use that one. There's only 1 line coming out of C and nothing has touched B yet. Okay, so now the real question is, how in the heck do I know that I'm finished?
You're on.
You can go back to G.
Okay.
I mean,
So, take a look at all of your dots.
Uh,
Okay, right now, all of my dots have been touched.
because all of them come out of 2. 2 come
Stop
out.
talking over
Sorry. I'm
me.
sorry.
Sheesh. Okay, all of my dots up here have 2 lines coming out of them, except for what?
B.
B,
And C. Oh wait, that's
And E.
it.
B, and E.
B and
Every line or every dot has 2 lines except for B and E. When that happens, you're finished. Your last step then is to close your circuit finally. Once every dot has been touched twice except for 2 of them, we can close our circuit. So E will connect to B.
So you'll finish.
Okay, so now it's finished. You closed it off at the end. You cannot close it off until the end. Okay, so now it says we want to start at G. So G is going to be my starting point.
This is what's gonna kill me.
Okay, so you can take this one of 2 ways. You can go from G to C or G to F. Which way do you want to go?
G to F.
Okay, so he says G to F. That is 13. From F, I need to go to
F to A.
F to A. That's 15.
A to D.
A to D. That's 28. D goes where?
Sorry, D goes to
E. Good. Okay, Drew said B then, so that's 80. B goes to
C.
C, and that's 30. And C goes to G, and that's 28. So your last step now is to add up all those numbers and get it. So we got 13 plus 15 plus 28 plus 20 plus 80 plus 30 plus 28.
214.
214.
All in this together. Me and Kenzie was in the car together. And y'all know everybody. What was it? Once in a lifetime.
Okay. Let's get through one more with me, and then I'm going to let you do the last example for homework 2. So you've got 2 homework problems. That's it. 2. Count them.
Breathe again.
1, 2.
That's exactly.
I don't like this.
I
Okay.
don't like it.
I really don't.
But after this, we're done with all the hard stuff, right? Supposedly.
This is it. This is the end of chapter 6.
I know, but then it's chapter 7 hard.
Chapter 7, we only have 3 sections.
Well, amen.
That's it. We going wham, bam,
How many
bam.
chapters we got?
We got to cover chapter 7 yet, chapter 8, 9, 10, 15, and matrices.
Hey, 6 left.
The rest of it we're going to cover, but it's going to be more of a review because, like, one of the chapters is statistics where we go back over mean, median, mode, and range.
Oh, yeah.
Right, like easy stuff that y'all should know. We just kind of cover at the end. All right. So when we're doing cheapest link from a graph, my suggestion to you is to draw yourself a visualization. So we don't need to throw in the numbers, but I want you to put a dot up here for A. I want you to put a dot for B, for C, for D, for E, for F, and for G. Okay. This will help you because remember, you need to not have more than 2 lines coming out of a dot. Okay. You need to not create a circuit. So me, myself, I need to visually see what I'm doing. Okay. So take a look. Once you have all your dots, find me the smallest number in your chart.
In the chart?
13. Smallest number. 13.
Why is it always starting at 13? Is that just
I don't know. It's my lucky number, I guess. I don't know. What does 13 connect?
my coattail to 13 G to F?
13 connects G to F. So draw yourself a line, G to F.
I'm gonna write 13. So.
You can write 13 along that line if you would like. What is my next smallest number in that chart? 15. What does 15 connect? What comes together at 15?
A.
F and A.
Oh, yeah.
It's A and F. So A connects to F. Okay, so from your visualization, you should see I can't connect anything else to F. F is done. Okay, we're done with it. So we went 13, 15.
15.
What's
Oh,
my
that's
next?
So
small?
28. 22. No, because we already went G. It's 28.
Hold on.
No, wait.
20.
We gotta go all the way up to A, yo.
Cool.
Don't we?
What is my next smallest number?
Just go jump out the window.
We can also cross off, like we don't have to look at both sets if that's confusing to you. Okay. So of all of these numbers, because remember, this is just a mirror image. Okay. My next smallest number
It's 22.
It's 20.
It's
20.
Hold on.
I thought it was from A to
I thought it had to be.
Right.
Remember, this is cheapest link. I don't have to, I'm not at A. I'm not following. I'm just picking small numbers. So my next small number is 20. And that's what to what? E to D. Okay. We're not following a pattern where I'm at A. What's my next number? Okay. You're just picking small numbers.
That's 22.
So now you said it's 22. What does 22 connect?
G to A.
G to A. Why can I not do it, Drew?
Because it was
Hold
close
on,
to circle.
Drew.
Because Zoe told me you couldn't do it.
It would close the circle.
It closes a circuit.
Zoe
If
also told me that it closes the circuit too. So
Fantastic. A plus plus, Zoe.
yeah, you need to give
Okay.
us some credit.
A to G would close a circuit. So that's a no-no. So we have to skip that one.
That $50 gas card would be nice.
Okay. So 22 is not going to cut it. What's after 22? 20.
Miss Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
may I get Valeria and Vanessa Sanchez? I know.
Sure.
Hey, Alexis.
Speak up, baby.
I said I'm in Alexa.
Okay.
You was Alexa like Google?
Yeah, fourth period. She's the assistant. Okay, you said 28. What does 28 connect?
C and G.
C and G. That one's okay.
What is
Okay.
another 28?
Okay. Gianni says, hold up. Wait a minute. There's another 28. What does my other 28 connect?
DNA. This is like
DNA.
Yeah, DNA.
DNA. Okay.
like Dana.
I can do that. Again, as long as I do not have more than 2 lines coming out of a point and I'm not closing a circuit, I'm
B's
good.
done, G's done, and F is done.
Okay, so A's done, D's done, G's done, F is done.
So it's gonna be.
So what's my next one?
D is the only person that can
30.
like 30. Yeah.
What's technically my next one, but we can't use it?
29.
29 is technically my next one, but that's G to D. Well, G already has 2 lines, so 29's out.
So when we go to C to B.
Okay,
whichever
so
one connects.
you said 30 is my next one. Well, I've got a 30 here. That's F and D. F's a no-no, so that 30 is not going to work.
B and C.
But
So
Jonathan
C
said,
and B,
I've got a 30 up here that connects B to C. Well, I can do that.
and then you're done.
Okay? Jonathan now says I'm done. All of my points have been touched by 2 lines except for
E and
B and E. So I need to add in the value of B to E, which is 80, and I can close this off.
My breath. Ugly.
So the last thing you want to do now is start me at G. So if I start at G, G can go,
Yep.
okay, you want to go F
A.
to A
D.
to D,
E.
E, B,
C.
C,
G.
and back to G. Okay, and you add up all the numbers in the chart that you've circled. So we've got 30,
I got
28,
214.
80, 15, 28, 20, and 13.
Can somebody go back over this for me? Because I might got it wrong. Because I felt like it was.
What'd
I
you get?
got 214, but I don't
I also got 214.
I kind of don't know how to do this.
And if you actually look, what we just did from the map,
I quit.
it was the same one, but from the table.
So you gonna wait to tell us that?
GFAD, EBCG.
You
Look,
know,
GFAD, EBCG.
at this point, I'm just starting to hate letters.
I
That's all.
She's slick. You ain't gonna give us
am slick.
Oh, I'm
That's why you
dead.
put it on different sheets.
But did y'all catch on?
No.
No.
Yeah.
You can't do this.
Not.
Motherfucker.
Don't do this no more. That's too confusing.
Okay,
I'll sleep.
so your homework for tonight
Because
is to finish these 2 examples, unless you want to run through this one real fast.
Yeah, let's run.
And then you can just do example 3.
Yeah, let's
Want to run through this one? All right, all right.
I'll take it.
Come on, come on.
What's these 2 examples?
Small number, small number, small number. What do we got?
12. 9.
Nine.
I'm
Nine.
sorry, I didn't see that.
9,
12.
12,
17? Yeah,
17,
19.
19,
There's 2 on 24, 29, and then 33. 21, 24.
D to A, that's 19.
33.
Do A to B because A to you're
A to D will close my circuit.
Okay.
Okay. It's actually a circuit.
Upset.
So you couldn't do A to D. So A to B, and guess what?
You're done.
We're done. Connect B to D. Last thing I need to do is start at B. So B leads to
A,
A,
E,
E,
C,
C,
D,
D,
D.
and B. And we're going to add up the numbers 9, 29. Oh, nope, that's not 19, that's 17. See, this is why I hate the graphs. 17, 12, and 19. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? I know. You said what? 86.
That's
right.
Okay. So your homework tonight is to finish repetitive nearest neighbor from the last section and to try example number 3 from this section. Okay. Questions.
Yeah.
What she was like?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do one more. I'll do this one. All you have to do is repetitive nearest neighbor tonight then. You're lucky I love you.
I don't know why everybody's just, if y'all just think that I'm looking at it, I have to go on the website and it's
Okay.
still good.
So, again, I don't need to look at both sets of values from a chart because it's just a mirror image. So, let's only look at one set of numbers. So, I'm going to cross off all of these.
We're doing
Okay.
smallest number?
Huh?
We're doing smallest
We need, cheapest link says we need to start at the smallest number.
E.
Okay?
No.
I'm sorry.
119 is my smallest number up here.
In 33 out loud.
Don't forget, we need to visualize this. Okay, so I'm going to draw myself a picture. A no-no is to have a dot that has more than 2 lines coming out of it. And I also cannot close a circuit. These are no-nos. Don't do it. Okay, so that's my only stipulation here is I cannot do that. So this connects A to C. After 119,
133, that's A to D.
120.
Devin,
Huh?
you are way off track here, friend.
120.
Chill. 120.
Well, normally I'm on track, so let's
I know, but you're
try it.
confusing everybody because you're off track
It's
today.
cool.
I
At least
know.
they can figure it out.
Okay.
Some of them.
Devin,
Calm down.
This
Okay. So 120 is my next smallest number.
Then 120.
120 is C and E. Okay. So that means I cannot have any other lines that go to C or come from C
Our next
because I already have 2.
Our next one's 121, but we can't use
Okay.
it. It's connected to-
So Devin says my next number should be 121, but that connects B to C. So if I would go to draw this, that's not going to work
We can't use
because
A to D.
C will have more than 2 lines coming out of it.
If you do A to
So,
D, it's
121 has to be skipped. What is next?
A to E, so it's 133.
A to E.
Which that-
Look what happens. If I draw a line from A to E, I now have a circuit. No. That one cannot be used either. Shame. Okay, so 133 gets skipped.
152, A to D.
150.
150 is my next smallest number. That connects B and D. Well, that one's safe. B to D is safe. So 150.
So 152
Okay.
is next, but we can't use it because A's already had 2. Oh, A has 1.
No,
A has
So
one.
we can go to D
So
to A.
152 connects A to D. Okay,
Oh, and then we're done.
that'll work.
Yeah, we done.
Okay,
We're done.
so 152 is my next one. Everybody says we're done now.
Oh, but
Everything's been touched twice
But
except for B and E, so they need to connect. And B and E
Is it always gonna be B and E?
are 200. No. It just so happens that that's what happened here. Okay. So now, when they say start at D, you need to use this now to write your circuit. D leads to A. A leads to C. C to E. E to B. B to D. And then you're going to add up all of the numbers that I've circled in the chart. So 119, 152, 150, 200,
741.
and 120. And you said that comes out to be what?
741.
741. Okay. Did that help?
That one was cool.
I'm gonna look forward
I'm
to doing
just
this on the
confused about
test.
your repetitive.
I look forward to crying.